Good evening people of God, my name is Ngran Eyes. I was delivered to the army of prayer and deliverance. I was delivered from the spirit of the dragon, the spirit of Leviathan, the water mermaid, the spirit of the old person, and voodoo. It all started when my mother became pregnant with me and she had to give birth to me. My identity in the spiritual world was destructive king and I was 110 years old in the world of darkness while I was a child in the physical world. It all started when my mother became pregnant with me. The world of darkness had risen up against this pregnancy and did not want me to be born. Since my mother was a believer, she ended up giving birth by cesarean section and I came out. So at this moment my grandmother who is in witchcraft came to visit my mother and she took the opportunity to wash me. That day while washing me she initiated me into witchcraft when I was still a baby. So when I was initiated by her, from the age of 1 I started practicing unconsciously. Even at 5 years old I ate in dreams and I saw terrible things. My dreams were like visions where I saw people chasing me. I was chased a lot in my dream. Whenever I was hunted down at a certain moment there was something that paralyzed me on the side and they managed to catch me. Every day that they chased me and something paralyzed me like a statue and they managed to catch me. When I reached the age of 6 I was lying down at night, and then my grandmother came to get me. She called my name 3 times and I left my body. When I went to the world of darkness I found many people who were in fact in joy and they were celebrating. So she had introduced me to the chief demons representing Satan in the world of darkness. She said to the demon representative, "This is my son that I initiated today." When I looked around me there were human sacrifices that took place and there was blood around me, and they gave me human blood to drink and human flesh to eat. They changed the appearance of my heart and gave me a heart of stone instead. The first mission they gave me was to attack my parents, because my parents were both claimed by the spirit of death. My mother on my maternal side was claimed. My grandmother who was in witchcraft claimed her life as a sacrifice. My father on my paternal side was claimed by my grandfather as a sacrifice. In truth, grandfather that was a witch was assigned to kill my dad who is a pastor. Since my grandfather the witch was unable to kill my father, he had to pay with his life. It was his life that they took instead of my father because the sacrifice of my father's life could not be accomplished. Since these witches were fighting my parent and failing they resolved to initiate me because of my proximity with my parent, hoping that I will be able to kill my parent. So when I became a witch the first thing that they asked me was to kill my parents. But since the grace of God was on the life of my parents and since they had a life consecrated to fasting and prayer I found out that I was unable to destroy them. Every time I tried to get out of my body to try to kill them I couldn't attack them. Since it was clear that I was powerless, what I could do was to manipulate them into argument, quarrel and conflict so that a door would be opened for the world of darkness to reach them, day and night. I pushed them to argue every day. I made negative words come out of their mouths, even created arguments between mom and dad. Often I did stupid things deliberately and they got angry, and then they shouted at me, and when they went to bed with anger I shot them with evil arrows. Often when they argued and got angry and slept with anger I could shoot arrows of witchcraft at them, but most of the time when they quarrel they managed to reconcile before going to sleep and removed the anger. That was an open door. At night when I came to shoot the arrows of illness I could not because even before they went to bed they reconciled. I still could not overcome them. The world of darkness wanted to destroy my mother. As I am his son they knew that I would be the bridge in the house, so they went through me. Often when my parents talk about plans to build something, I always listen to what they say and transmit their plans to the wizard world, and often I hear them complained about me and didn't understand why I wasn't listening to them. I was the camera and spy. This is what they wanted me to do. Whenever I heard their ambition and project together with the witches we block everything. My dad was a pastor, but I mixed up everything in his life. I sent all his possessions to the world of darkness. I capture everything he had in the world. I blocked all his finances, and even when new member came to church they will not stay for long. I made them leave the church because they wouldn't stay. So, everything God had given them as a blessing I blocked it in the world of darkness in prisons. They evangelized, But in any case, their true blessing was chained in the spiritual world, so at home, what I did was make sure they were angry every day. When I started going to school, I also started to initiate children through food. Even when we're in the classroom, I see the intelligence of my classmates. I steal their intelligence to become smarter and study better. Because my parents said that I'm a troublemaker and that my little brother is brighter than me. So I stole my brother's intelligence and I worked better at school. In the dark world they gave me a second mission, which was to kill people in great number, and I was promised to have a throne of my own in the world of witches. When they gave me this mission to kill millions of people, I started placing barrels of blood in the boulevard and I set up stones on the road, and I was assisted by the spirit of death. Often, when there are accidents, you hear that the driver had not seen the person passing, and the pedestrian didn't see the car coming. It was us putting veils over their eyes. I had killed many people, overturned cars, I killed people through premature deaths, killed people in the spiritual world by shedding a lot of blood. They gave me the throne to be king of destruction and made me sit on that throne in the spiritual world. I was rewarded with possessions, cars, castles. They told me if you persevere you'll become rich physically, you'll be a billionaire, you'll have money physically. So I believed them because of the love I had for witchcraft was too much. In the meantime I played the hypocrite at home. When my parents found out I was practicing witchcraft, I pretended I wasn't into it, yet I knew it was the truth. I tired them out a lot. Well, even before I was born, I was already devoted to the spirit of voodoo because my mother, when she was pregnant, she went to Benin to worship the spirit of voodoo. So it's as if when I was born I already belonged to the voodoo spirit. I was already devoted to the spirit of the serpent. In the world of darkness, there was a 7-headed dragon that was incarnated in me. This dragon made me kill a lot in order for him to drink the blood. Because the dragon was in me, I have to kill a lot for the dragon to drink the blood of these people, and as I kill a lot, then the dragon drinks the blood, grows in me. If you go a day without killing this dragon, tires you out when it is in you. The dragon always demanded blood, it demands human flesh to drink and to eat. I also worked with the demon Leviathan. This dark power made me very cunning, that is to say, I manipulated my parents a lot. I made them believe that I was not in witchcraft. For a long time my parents did not know that I was in witchcraft. I showed them another face, but in the spiritual I knew what I was doing. Often when we prayed in the family I also prayed a lot, but spiritually I was bewitching them and making them fall asleep and throwing sleep arrows to make them sleep, but these arrows of sleep did not reach them, because they had an intense prayer life. I remember at the age of 5 when my mother sold wicks, even if I was initiated in unconscious witchcraft, when she put the wicks on her head, in my heart I had the feeling that these wicks were snakes. And I knew it even if I was myself in unconscious witchcraft, and so in the spiritual world my mother was already chained by the siren because of these wicks. It was my grandmother that became the spiritual husband of my mother. She took the sex of men to go to sleep with my mother in the dream, and she took sex of women to go to sleep with my father. This is the battle we inflicted these born-again Christian. Later in the spiritual world I myself became married to my mother, for I had married her in the world of witchcraft. It is as if she belonged to me spiritually. She was my captive, she served God, she prayed, she veiled herself, but in the spiritual world she was my spiritual wife. In the meantime I killed many people by premature death, by accident, by bewitchments. Even at home I bewitched, and when my parents left for evangelization crusade, he left me and my little brother, so I ended up initiating him also in witchcraft. At night when I came to pick him up I took the face of an unknown person, so he would not know, and then we went to the meeting of sorcerers. I know that if I came with my own face he will tell my parents, and so I take the face of someone else and we go to the world of darkness, and then we began to use her to aggravate my parents so that they will open a door for us. Between me and my little brother his character was good. But when we started to use him his behavior changed. We changed his behavior to annoy and aggravate my parents, so that they would be angry at all times. In the house I was like a camera, a radar of the world of darkness. I saw everything that was happening in the house and reported everything to the world of witches. I was given a heart of wickedness, which meant that when I saw my parents I was wicked. In witchcraft they always told me that your parents don't love you, and so I had hatred for my parents. I ended up physically saying that to my mother, "Mom, you don't love me." She didn't understand and was troubled by my words. They told me, "We love you." I said to them that I also had jealousy because there were certain favors that they did to my little brother that they didn't do to me, so the jealousy was there, and then the anger, the resentment that I had. I was ready to do anything to kill my parents because the heart that I had was not my heart, it was a hard heart of stone. But in the world of witchcraft I once asked them the question, "Here I am rich in the spiritual world but physically I have nothing," and then they told me in the spiritual that the spiritual dominates the physical. Witchcraft is a world where you have to be on time. If you come late you are punished. One of your powers is taken away from you. So I worked with the spirit of death and the spirit of dragon, the spirit of snake. I also worked with the spirit of old people who made me lazy. The spirit of turtle made me nonchalant. I was lazy to make my parents argue. These spirits told me, "You must be lazy every day. You have to be physically weak to be spiritually strong." So my physical strength had been taken by the dark world. I had sold my strength. The spirit of my grandmother was incarnated in me until the age of 9. They told me, "Well, you have finished working with the world of witchcraft. Now you should enter the world of the mermaid of water."